Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Alina, and as a parent, I know there's nothing harder than seeing your child in discomfort. If your child is struggling with eczema, you know how tough those itchy flare-ups can be. The constant scratching, the red, inflamed skin, and the sleepless nights. It's heartbreaking for them and exhausting for you. You feel helpless, constantly searching for something, anything, that will bring them a little bit of peace and comfort. It's a journey that can feel isolating, but I want you to know you are not alone in this. That search for a solution often leads parents down a rabbit hole of different creams, medications, and advice, much of it conflicting. Many of you have reached out, asking for gentle, effective alternatives, especially for your little ones. You're looking for ways to manage this chronic condition without immediately turning to harsh treatments. The good news is that there are so many simple yet powerful things you can do right at home to help manage your child's skin and provide that much-needed relief. That's exactly why I made this video. Today, we're going to walk through this together. We're sharing 7 proven ways to soothe the itch, fast, and best of all, no steroids needed. These are practical, gentle strategies that focus on calming the skin, protecting the skin barrier, and preventing future flare-ups. My goal is to empower you with the knowledge and tools to help your child feel more comfortable in their own skin. So let's get right into it. Our first tip is probably the most important one on this list, and it's all about moisturizing. Think of your child's skin like a brick wall. With eczema, that wall has some missing mortar, leaving gaps that allow moisture to escape and irritants to get in. This is what we call a compromised skin barrier. Our job is to fill in those gaps. The best way to do that is with a good, thick, gentle moisturizer. I'm talking about creams or ointments, not thin lotions, because they have more oil content and create a better seal to lock in that precious hydration. You want to look for products that are fragrance-free, dye-free, and specifically formulated for sensitive or eczema-prone skin. The timing of when you moisturize is just as crucial as what you use. The golden rule is to apply it within 3 minutes of getting out of the bath. We call this the soak and seal method. After a lukewarm bath, you gently pat the skin with a soft towel, leaving it slightly damp. This is key. You don't want to rub it completely dry. That little bit of water left on the skin is what you want to trap. Immediately apply that thick moisturizer all over their body. This simple act seals in the moisture from the bath, replenishes the skin barrier, and can dramatically reduce dryness and itching throughout the day and night. Make it a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Now let's talk about bath time, which can be a double-edged sword for eczema-prone skin. While baths are fantastic for hydration, the wrong kind of bath can actually make things much worse. The biggest mistake I see parents make is using water that is too hot. Hot water feels good in the moment, but it strips the skin of its natural oils, leading to more dryness and inflammation. This can trigger a vicious cycle of itching and scratching. So the key here is to turn the temperature down. You want the water to be lukewarm, just warm enough to be comfortable, but not hot to the touch. In addition to temperature, the length of the bath matters. We want to avoid long leisurely soaks that can further dry out the skin. Aim for a bath that lasts between 5 and 10 minutes. That's just enough time to get the skin clean and hydrated without overdoing it. Think of it as a quick therapeutic soak rather than a long playtime. And remember, no harsh bubbly soaps. We'll talk more about cleansers in a moment. After that short lukewarm bath, you'll immediately follow up with our first tip, patting the skin damp and sealing it with a thick moisturizer. This combination is a powerful 1-2 punch against eczema flare-ups. When your child is in the middle of a really tough, itchy flare-up, sometimes you need to bring out the big guns. And in the world of steroid-free eczema care, one of the most effective techniques is wet wrap therapy. It might sound complicated, but it's actually quite simple to do at home and can provide incredible relief, especially overnight. This method works by intensely hydrating the skin and creating a physical barrier to prevent scratching. It essentially supercharges your moisturizer, helping to calm inflammation and soothe that maddening itch very quickly. It's a go-to treatment recommended by dermatologists for moderate to severe flare-ups. So, here's how you do it. First, you'll have your child take their short, lukewarm bath. After patting the skin damp, you apply a very generous layer of their thick moisturizer or emollient to the affected areas. Next, you take a strip of clean cotton cloth or gauze, soak it in lukewarm water, and wring it out so it's damp but not dripping. You then wrap this damp layer directly over the moisturized skin. Finally, you cover the damp layer with a dry layer, like a dry cotton bandage, or even a pair of snug cotton pajamas. You can leave these wraps on for several hours or, ideally, overnight. When your child wakes up, you'll often find the skin is significantly calmer, less red, and much less itchy. We've talked about what to put on the skin after the bath, but what you use in the bath is just as important. Many common soaps and body washes, especially those colorful bubbly ones marketed to kids, are loaded with harsh chemicals, detergents, and fragrances. These ingredients are, honestly, notorious for stripping the skin's natural protective oils and causing irritation, which is the last thing you want for sensitive, eczema-prone skin. That squeaky clean feeling? It's actually a sign that the skin barrier has been compromised. You really need to be a bit of a detective when you're in the soap aisle. Your mission is to find the gentlest cleanser possible. Look for products labeled soap-free, fragrance-free, hypoallergenic, or those that have the National Eczema Association seal of acceptance. These are specifically designed to clean the skin without disrupting its delicate balance. And you don't need a lot of lather to get clean. In fact, you should only use the cleanser on areas that are actually dirty, like the hands, feet, and groin area, and simply use plain water for the rest of the body. By avoiding those harsh, scented soaps, you're really taking a huge step in preventing the irritation that can lead to an eczema flare-up in the first place. This next tip is incredibly simple, but it can make a world of difference. It's all about keeping your child's fingernails trimmed short. Eczema itches. It's an intense, deep itch that is incredibly difficult for anyone, especially a child, to resist scratching. While we work on calming the itch from the inside out with moisturizing and other techniques, we also need to minimize the damage that can be done from the outside in. Scratching not only breaks the skin, but it also introduces bacteria from under the nails, which can lead to painful skin infections like impetigo or cellulitis. This complicates the eczema and makes it even harder to heal. By keeping your child's nails cut short and filed smooth, you're essentially disarming them. They might still try to scratch, but short, smooth nails are far less likely to break the skin's surface and cause that deep, damaging trauma. Make it a regular part of your weekly routine, perhaps after a bath when the nails are softer and easier to trim. For babies or toddlers who scratch in their sleep, you can also try putting on soft cotton mittens or sleep sacks with built-in hand covers at night. This simple, preventative measure is a crucial piece of the puzzle in protecting your child's skin and helping it to finally heal. What your child wears right next to their skin plays a huge role in their comfort level and can either soothe or aggravate their eczema. The wrong fabrics can trap heat and sweat, which are major triggers for itching. They can also be physically abrasive, rubbing against sensitive skin and causing irritation and inflammation. Think about wearing a scratchy wool sweater on a hot day. It's uncomfortable for anyone, but for a child with eczema, it can be pure torture. We want to wrap their skin in fabrics that are soft, smooth, and allow the skin to breathe. The gold standard for eczema-prone skin is 100% cotton. It's soft, breathable, and absorbent, helping to keep the skin cool and dry. When you're shopping for clothes, pajamas, and even bedding, make cotton your go-to choice. Look for loose-fitting styles to allow for air circulation and prevent rubbing. It's also a good idea to wash all new clothes before your child wears them to remove any finishing chemicals or dyes that could be irritating. The fabrics to avoid are wool and synthetic materials like polyester and nylon, as these are common irritants. Making this simple switch in your child's wardrobe can lead to a significant reduction in their daily itching and discomfort. Our final tip is all about becoming a bit of a detective. Eczema is often triggered or worsened by specific things in your child's environment or diet. While the underlying cause is a sensitive skin barrier, these triggers are like a spark that can set off a full-blown flare-up. Identifying and then minimizing exposure to your child's personal triggers is a proactive way to manage their eczema and reduce the frequency and severity of their flare-ups. Common culprits can include environmental allergens like dust mites, pet dander, pollen, or certain chemicals in household products. To figure out what your child's triggers might be, it can be helpful to keep a simple journal. Note down when their eczema flares up, and think about what was different that day. Did they play with the neighbor's dog? Did you try a new laundry detergent? Did they eat a particular food? Common food triggers can include dairy, eggs, soy, and nuts, but it's important not to eliminate foods without guidance. Tracking these details can help you see patterns over time. Once you identify a potential trigger, try to minimize their exposure to it and see if their skin improves. This process can take time and patience, but it's an empowering step toward gaining more control over your child's eczema. And there you have it. 7 natural, steroid-free ways to help soothe your child's eczema and bring them some much-needed relief. From the soak and seal moisturizing technique to choosing the right fabrics and identifying triggers, these strategies are all about protecting and calming that delicate skin barrier. I know that managing eczema can feel like a full-time job, and it can be so overwhelming at times. Please be patient and kind with yourself and with your child through this process. You are doing an amazing job. Remember, every child is different. Try these tips to see what works best for your little one. What provides a miracle for one child might not work as well for another, so a little bit of trial and error is completely normal. The key is to be consistent and observant, and of course, this advice is meant to help you with day-to-day management. For severe cases, or if you ever see signs of a skin infection, it is always essential to consult your pediatrician or a dermatologist. They can provide a proper diagnosis and help you create a comprehensive treatment plan. The journey with eczema can have its ups and downs, but I want you to feel hopeful. With these gentle and effective tools in your toolkit, you can make a real difference in your child's comfort and quality of life. Relief is possible. No steroids required. Thank you so much for watching today. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more tips on gentle skincare. We'll see you in the next one.